Hello everyone and welcome back to the episode 2 of the Complete Invoice web page, where we are not only going to build this layout but also we will configure an on-page SEO for the page, right? So this is the second video. In the first video we built the complete functional sidebar, okay, and in this video we will build the main section right over here and make it responsive. And then in the third video, the upcoming video, what we will do is we will configure an on-page SEO for this website. All right, so let's get into it. So first, the very first thing what I want to do is I will add a wrapper to the page. What a wrapper is, it provides a consistent padding and margin on both the side of the entire page so that everything starts from the same point and everything ends at the same line, right? So basically it's aligned. So let's do that. So first we have this main section. Of course, you know that we had everything in our aside section here in our aside tag for the sidebar. So the main page will be inside main element. So here I will first go with a div which will have a class name of main wrapper, right? And in here, okay, so first let's work with this. So here we have this main CSS part. Everything above is this part of sidebar CSS. So let's go with it. So we have class main wrapper and we'll give it a padding of 50 pixel top bottom and 100 pixel left right, and a margin of 0 on top bottom and 100 on left right. Okay, so right now we won't see anything. So to actually visualize the padding, I mean the wrapper, what we can do is let's add a background to it so that we can actually see it. And here we have it. So you see, this is the starting point for everything and this is the end point. So the entire web page will have a consistent starting and end point, a consistent padding on both sides. So that's what a wrapper is for. And I won't be giving it a specific width, I mean a specific height, because it will take the height of its content, right? And definitely we have content which is more than the height of the page, so that won't be any problem. So let's remove the background and we are good to go. Okay, the next thing that we have to do is let's build this. Okay, so I will also divide the page in few sections. The first thing is this header over here, the second is these two cards, the third is this kind of a section which is very similar to the header, right? And then third, the next is this table, a pretty simple table. Okay, so how am I going to go about for header? So for header, what I will do is I will have this one parent inside which I'll have two elements. One will be this payment and another will be these two, the bell icon and this drop down in one element, so that when I do display flex, both of them will automatically get aligned horizontally. So let's try and do that. So the here I'll go with a div, no, a p tag, okay, and I'll write payments. And next, as I said, I will put these two inside one parent. So here I will use a div, and in there I can use this bell icon and the drop down. So first let's make a drop down. So I can use select, right, a select, and in there we will have option, an option with the value. So value for this will be, let's say what we have here. Okay, the first value will be, let's add my name, and here what will be shown on the drop down. So this value will be filled by default. So let's copy it. Let's go for 5 times. Okay, whatever. And then we'll change it. So let's first see what we have right now. So we have this thing, and yep. So we need to change the names. Okay, so I'll just quickly just go over it. Okay. John Doe, and will I'll just go up quickly about. Okay, Sarah B. Okay, I won't be changing any further. So this is good to go. All right, we have these names. Now I want to have that bell icon, right? So we know that bell icon is working, is an icon which is coming from font awesome. So let's just go with it. An I tag with a class of FA bells, I think. Let's see if it works or not. Yes, it is there. Okay, it's two bells. So go with bell. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Right. So now I need to make them align horizontally. So what I will do is, what I have is this div, right? So let's give it a class name. So I will give it the class name of um, um, main div. It's one of the hardest thing to do in HTML CSS is to give class names. So okay, it's fine. Main div. No, I will go with. Okay, got it. So this is basically what it is. All right. No, we have to get. So basically, this is the wrapper. Okay, so inside wrapper, we have to make one header because that's what it is. It's a header from here to here, and then in there, I'll go with this. Okay, that's fine. And now I can add a very realistic class name, which will be the main header. Cool. So we should have the same thing as of now. Okay, and then I'll go like main header, and what I'm going to do is display flex and justify content is between, and let's look at it. That's awesome. And align items will just align them vertically so that they're on the center of the vertical width. Both of them perfectly fine. And what we can do next, I think that's enough. Let's make this a little bit bold. Okay, so what we have here is, it's a p tag. Okay, we will go like main header, the p tag in there, because we have only one p tag in here, so this won't be a problem. No problem at all. So here we have it. Okay, and let's now work with this one. So for this we have this bell icon, and let's give it one more class name, header bell. All right, and this is inside this header div. Now we have this header div, and what we can do is, it's already display flex and all, so I'll just go with the bell icon and we'll make it 20 pixel in size. So I can just directly go like header bell, and I can go like font size 20 pixel. What we have is padding for 4 pixel. Okay, cool. Now let's take a look at it. Okay, that's nice. And for the bell, we need to color it. Color is blue violet. Nice one. So next we need to provide some space to it. So for that I can, let's see, yeah, I can give it a width of 50 pixel. Here we have it, right? Okay, so we got it built. Now the next section that we need to work on is these two cards, sidebar cards. And if we go down, okay, this thing will be fixed by the responsive media query. No worries at all. And next we need to work on these two cards. So let's go for it. The two cards, okay, so how we will do it? Of course, I'll use flex to align them side by side. Let's go for it. Below header, we will go for a section, right? Section, and I'll name it card section or card info section. Cool. Now, here we need two cards, right? So I'll make two cards with a div. So first we have a div, and I can name it as card, and we will have something very similar, a second card right over here. Okay, this is the second card. So the first card we have, okay, and the second card we have. Fine. So let's first define the cards, few things for the card. Here we have card info section, and in there we have the actual card. Okay, so we will go for background. So yeah, background is white because the background of body is not exactly white. So background, we made it white, and then padding, let's go for 15 pixel. And for border radius, because it should have some kind of a circular effect on the corners, so we'll go for 10 pixel. And if I what we should do is we can use the card info section and make them display on side by side. So we will use flex, and for justify content we will use space between so that they are aligned exactly at the ends. And then to align them vertically, will you align items and make it center. Cool. There we go. Okay, there we have it, something very similar. So it also have space from the header, so this space is 50 pixel I think, so I'll just put a space of 50 pixel from the main header. So I'll give it a margin bottom of 50 pixel, and it should do the job. Yes, there we have it. Okay, but why not the box shadow effect is being shown over here. Okay, so it's not four zeros. Sorry, it's only three zeros. Of course, red, green, blue, and then the opacity. What the hell I was doing? Here we have it. You see, cool. Okay, now what we will be doing is let's go and just remove this thing, and let's actually build this one over here. So again, here if you look, we have two kind of a sections. One is this one and one is this one, which is again aligned horizontally with the display flex, right? So let's go with the first these things. Okay, so what we have here is one, this one is I think an H1, no, not an H1, it's a P tag, and then this one is an H1, and then this is a span. So yeah, that will do it. So but this needs to be inside one parent because we have to make them like display flex to the info card, right? This is the card. Yep. And we need to have it inside a div. Inside that we have this two things. Okay, so this is basically better to keep it as an article, right? Because we should follow the semantic HTML thing. And now I will go with a p tag in which I will have this stripe, and then an h1 tag where I'll have the amount, which is 424, 424.58. Okay, and then I have a span which have plus 10% and a arrow which is pointing up, but this arrow is not on our system. So what do we do? So there is something called HTML entity. If you search it for on Google, you'll get an entity for every symbol in HTML which you can use, and you will be good to go. So let's not bother to use it right now. I'll add it later. So that's what we have over here, right? And I will just remove the hard-coded height from here so that we have it the height as per the content. Okay, this is looking already awesome. Pretty similar to what we have here. So let's just get it done. So this one is p tag with a font size of 18 pixel. So in the card section we have p tag which have a font size of 18 pixel. Okay, and a font weight of bold. And that's it. Then this one is an H1. Okay, that's already nice. And then we have this thing which is basically kind of a batch. So we can do it like we have it in a span. So now let me give it a class of batch and badge and the what kind of badge it is. So it's a green color and it's kind of a success badge, or yeah, it's a success badge, or we have something similar to paid badge. So let's name it badge paid. Okay, so here what we will do is I will go with the dot badge, and I will give it a padding of 4 pixel and a border radius of 5 pixel, and that's it. That's for the badge. And now specifically for the badge paid, I want the background. Okay, so background to be light green. Now if we look, here we have it. It's a light green, and it's awesome. It's looking good. Now we need something which is on. Now we need this part to be made, and just with the first look, I can say that these two are also have the class name of badge, but their specific badge name also. Like this one will be badge pending, and this one will be badge draft. Okay, so let's go with it. So now we have this card, and we have these things. Okay, these things needs to go inside one div. That's for sure. There we have it. And because next thing will also be inside a div, because we will be making the card display flex. So this div and this div will come side by side, right? So here what I have to do is basically copy this span twice. That's all we need to do. Just change this from badge paid to pending, and this to from paid to draft. Okay, and here we will change the text, writing pending 15 point pending 15.50, and here draft of 0. Okay, now they already have the class of badge which will take care of the padding and everything. So what we need to do is dot badge pending, and we will define the background, which in case of pending I think uh, is sky blue, and in case of draft we have background as orange. Let's take a look. Here we have it. Perfect. Now they are coming. I mean, of course it will start from a new line, so we need to make them flex so that they are aligned side by side. So we need to make flex of what? The card, only card. Okay, so I'll do card because card is parent of both of them. So display not inline flex, and with that, there we have it. Okay, so okay, here what we have is this is span which is an inline element, this is also span which is an inline element. So by default they came side by side in their own kind of a scope, or whatever we can say, in their own realm. So to make them have a new line, what we can do is either I can add a br tag over here, but I don't want to do that. So in the span only, where we have span for card, we must have it now. This is p. Okay, so dot card, then a span, right? Or I can say all the badges. Yes, I can say for all the batch, all the batch, I want the display not to be inline, which it is by default, but to be block. And you see that. All right, that's awesome. Okay, now in order to separate them with some space, I'll say over here justify content and space between. And there we have it. But I also need to align it vertically, so I'll say align items center, and that's awesome. Now we have some space between these two things, so I think that is a little bit margin, or why not just take a look. So it's a p tag, this is also a p tag. Okay, so it's a p tag. So instead of span, if we do a p tag, right, so it will by default be a block element, and it will just take the, will start with a new line. You won't have to do that thing of making it block with the CSS. Yeah, and the p tag will also have some default these things. So now we don't need to make it display block over here. And why is this thing being like bold? Because we have card P, font weight, bold, and all those things. So let's make it a bit specific, and I will say this to be card heading or payment mode, because here it is Stripe. Okay, and here then we can target the class which is payment mode. There we go. Right, cool. Now that's looking really nice. And then we can do the same thing for the other card. So what we have to do is just copy, and then not this article, okay, these two divs, just copy it over here, change the content inside, and we are good to go. So in here we have the second payment mode, which is Insta Mojo, and the payments here, whoa, so here we go for the payments. Okay, and this is only 10% increased. Pending is 1254, 1254. Okay, and draft is 10. And that's it. There we have it, right? You see, cool. Now what we can do is, this is done. So yeah, it's just not responsive, but we will make it responsive. We will be making it responsive pretty soon, so don't worry about that. Next thing that we have is, let's just, yeah, next thing that we have is this section, which is very similar to the main header over here. So which is just two, this is just two elements with a display flex, and that's it. So let's go with that. So we built our section. Okay, and next, yep, this is our section. We should give it some name. So this is our header, this is our card section, and this one will be, what is it? Okay, invoice, 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 button section. I will just call it button section because there is a button over here. I don't know what to call it. Okay, moving on. Let's just go with what we can add over here. We can use a div or anything, right? So I'll use, because this is one more section in our app on the same page, I'll use section. And what shall I call it? I shall call it uh, button section. Uh, naming, giving names to a class is pretty hard. So pardon me for the naming. So button section. And in here we will have two things. One is this invoice, which I think basically is just a p tag, and then another thing is this button. So a button, so the button have plus and have like new new invoice, new invoice, and that is it. And here we have invoice, and that's all. Okay, so here we have it. Now let's align them. So we have btn section dot btn section display, which is going to be flex, and flex is like, now why it's on my fingertips. You just use it so many times. Space between, and then we have align item, which will align them vertically, which is center, and that's what we have. Okay, so now for btn section, there is a p tag for which I want the font mm, weight to be 600 pixel. Okay, bold, sorry, that we have. And then we have a button for which I will go dot btn section. In there we have a button. Okay, and for that button I will add a padding to that button of 10 pixel, and then a height to that button which will be 35 pixel, and I'll just remove all the border from the button. There won't be any border, so it's none. Then we have font weight to be 600 pixel, or let's just keep it bold. And then we have border radius to be 5 pixel. And let's see what we have over here now. That's pretty cool, but we have to give it a color. So for the button, the color of the text is going to be white, and the background is going to be blue violet. Boom, that's what we have, and that's pretty nice. So but we need to give it some space from top and from bottom also. So we'll give this btn section a margin for top and bottom to be 50 pixel and left and right to be 0. There we have it, right? Cool. What do we have next? Next, what we are left with is the table. Okay, so it will be pretty daunting to write the table of everything. Not very daunting, but just for the sake of timing, I'll just copy the what we have, the markdown, not the markdown, the markup. Yeah, HTML markup for the table. Okay, and then I'll just quickly explain that. So give me few seconds. I'm back. So with that in place, we'll add the table now. So this is table, and I have this markup already in my hand. So let me just go through it quickly because it's pretty big, so I don't want to type it over here. Okay, okay. Hmm. Wait. This is the div that we have, and it's, yeah, that's good. So see, for this we have this div which is called, given a class name of table div, and we have then this table which is of course a semantic tag, okay, to make a table. And then we have this t head. T head is the header of the table, which is this one. This is the t head of the table, okay. And then we have tr. Tr is basically row, so this is exactly the, how many rows are there? See, 1 2 3 4 and 5, so there are 5 rows. So yeah, that's what it have. We have 5 rows, so 1 2 3 4 5. Wait, yeah, we have 5 rows, means we have 5. So yeah, in the body we will have rows. So first row, this is the second row, this is the third row, and this is the fourth row, right? So for the data from here to here, we have 4 rows, and 1 row is for the head, okay, where the headings are defined. So these are the headings, so that's why we have here th. And then we have here, for other rows, we have td, which is table data. So this is the head and this is the data, right? So that's what we have. Okay, and then going down, that's it. Pretty decent, nothing very complicated. Now if we just, I just reload, so here we have it, you see. And for the, in the table, you see we have this td, which is paid, pending or draft. We have the class name for them is batch, and batch paid, batch pending and batch draft. So because we already have those class names in place and styled, you see the are these elements already got their styling. So that's really good. And now let's make them look pretty similar to this one, because right now it's not looking good. And okay, moving ahead. So now we need to style them. So let's first see what class names we have. We have a table div, and then we can just go in through a table div. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is, okay, so first thing I need to just style the table div itself. Table div, okay, we have, okay, so for the table div, I will add an overflow X, because if I will go to a smaller screen, you see what happens. Okay, we will make all these responsive, so don't worry about that. What happens is, I want it to scroll, to have a small scroll bar horizontally which will scroll it like this, and it, this won't affect the page. Okay, so, or let's just keep it like this, and I will say overflow X, and I want it to be auto. So yeah, and hopefully I should see the effect when I go beyond a certain limit. Where is the table? Okay, here it is. And you see, when I go beyond a certain limit, you see there is a scroll bar, right? It's not going beyond the page, or just flying to the right of the page. We have a small scroll bar, so it's, this is handy. Okay, and don't worry about the look right now, because we are going to fix all of that with our media query. So that's, with that on place, I'll just add a box shadow. Okay, yep, box shadow will be same as the we added on card, and just paste it over here. And with that, we have it. Okay, okay, here we have it. Okay, now next thing what we need to do is actually go for the table. So table div, now the original table, that was a div. Okay, and yeah, overflow, you have to give this overflow X to table, the div of the table, the container of the table. It won't work on only the table. So for the table we have, so they let's have a property called border collapse, which I will set to collapse. Okay, so yeah, so what will happen is, you see, if tr have its own border, the th have its own border, headings have its own border, the body have its own border, and so all those borders will combine and become huge, and it will look a bit thick, which is not ideal. So I just collapsed all the border, okay, so that we see only the border what we want. Okay, so yeah, with border collapsed, I want to have the table a minimum width of 600 pixel. Okay, and then width, so width will be 100%, but at minimum it will go to 600 pixel. Beyond 600, less than 600 pixel will have the scroll bar. Yeah, that's the thing. And then with that, you see, the width is 100%. Okay, now what I want is, I want to style these rows, each row. Okay, so I'll just go like tr, because we only have one table and the tr of that table only. So I'll go with background. The background is already white. Okay, I just realized that I haven't set the background of the entire body over here, because here it's different. Okay, we will do it. So for now the background is white of the tr. Okay, these rows, the background is white. Text align with center, so that they'll align, fall on the center of the cell. So this is one cell, this one td is one cell. Okay, so yeah, and then we have height of each row, I want to be 50 pixel, and border bottom, yeah, border bottom 1 pixel, black, solid black, solid black. That, boom, there we have it. Okay, so border bottom is every row I added the bottom border. Okay, from here, and that's what we have exactly over here, the same table, exact same table. Okay, so height of this card is a bit bigger here, but this looks better because it has some space on the bottom also. This one looks like it's just sticking to the bottom, so what we have right now is better. So with that, this is awesome. Okay, there we have it, we build it. Wow. Okay, so now what we need to do is media query, right? So let's just quickly add the media query. So there we have it, and we have everything in place. We don't have to do anything in the markup file now. What we have to do is the media query. So now what we will write is the media query. Okay, and I'll just get the media query code, copy pasted, and then I'll just quickly explain it. Okay, okay, so let's add the media query. So what the media query does is, just it takes a specific size, and beyond that size it defines how the website layout will be affected. For example, I can add the rate media, and I can say all, and I can define the width. So I'll just copy what we have for media query. Okay, don't worry, I'm going to explain it. So just similarly, media all and max width. So as we are working with desktop first layout, we will use max width. If we would have built the mobile layout first, and then we would have tried to make it responsive for the bigger screens, we would have used min width. Okay, but here we have first designed for the desktop view, so we are going down, we will use max width. So for this point, this is the size. Okay, so if I yeah, you see when I reload, you can see on the top there is a size showing up which defines which what is the size, and according to that I know that at this point things just start to get ugly. Okay, so 1050, so 1050, you see beyond that point it starts to stick together, the cards and everything starts to fall down. So for that I have the min wrapper. What I've done is increase the padding for the wrapper. I mean this available space I provided it to the wrapper. Okay, and margin I made it 0, which earlier was 100. So what I mean by, okay, look, here we have space on both the side, but as we go down below 1050 it takes that space. Okay, on the bigger screen it don't take that space, on the smaller screen it is taking that space. So that's what we have the media query. And then we have media query at 768 pixel. So at 768 pixel I added padding only 15 pixel. You see, from 100 pixel I went to 50 pixel at 1050, then at 15 pixel at 768 pixel. 768 is the standard size where screen shifts from bigger to smaller, or from desktop to kind of, I can say, tablet or mobile. Okay, and then card section. Okay, so for card section if we go down, let me show it here. For card section right now what we have is 45% width, but if we go down it takes a 90% width, so it is aligned vertically. Okay, not on side by side, because side by side it won't look good, it will just destroy the UI. Okay, so now they are aligned on top and bottom. And okay, so I've given width 95% and display is block. Earlier it was flex, I changed it to block, so it's 768 pixel. And then we have, and right now this also is written inside 768 pixel, for below 768 pixel. So card section, okay, so wait, this was not card section, this was card info section. So this is card info section and this is just card. So what I have done for that is given them a width of 100%, okay, for card, and this was also card info section, in margin of 10 pixel on top and bottom and 0 on left and right. Okay, yep. So this was for card section and this was for the card inside the card section. Yes, and then we have something which is beyond 350 pixel, which is very small screens, mobile phones which have the very small width. So for that I have added the card section, which again is the info. Okay, yeah, to be width 90%. Okay, now let's take a look over here. What happens if something is good is happening? So now you see on both sides we have space going down. Those space are covered because in media query we decrease the padding. Okay, and I on and horizontal margin is 0 beyond 1050, and then going further down you see what's happening here is now at this very point 768, when the both the cards are about to stick with each other, they just gets aligned on top of each other, not top of each other but on top and bottom, right? And now the table is about to get below 600 pixel. So when that happens, what happens, we have a scroll bar on the table, or a horizontal scroll bar. So now it's completely responsive, you see that. And okay, so we have this payment being covered up by this toggle hamburger, so that's not a problem, we can just shift the position and that will do the job. Yeah. So, and if I go more beyond, you see we are almost at 300 pixel and things are not that bad, we can just figure out things if something bad happens at this position. Okay, and now for the mobile version, you see, pretty neat, right? And if I look at this, okay, one more thing. So this is also going, this sidebar is also going up and down with the page. That's not what I want. As it is absolute, it will follow the vertical scroll bar. Let me look at the timing. Okay, so we will just finish it. So I can just make it fixed, okay, and it will do the job. So where do we have um mm, 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 mm. just make it fixed and this will do the job. Aside, yeah, so instead of absolute, make it fixed, so it won't move from its position. And with that, it will remain there, no worries at all.